Welcome to the exciting world of 1,000 Vlogs.
I'm gonna say it's he's gonna freak out. No, Steve, that's a watermelon.
It looks like an animatronic.
This is an extensive walk tour experience. Watching this gives you virtual adventure, and with the best of our ability, we offer an imitation that would grant you the lens to this wonderful experience with us.
Wow.
Wait, it kind of looks like princely. It looks like it has a crown.
Right.
Yo, it kind of does. Oh.
With the station bird, finally it's eight feet long. It's beautiful long feathers with the surprise down. They start falling out, and his wings start shrinking and moving in his beauty. The station bird, it walks with them beautiful rainbows. The bed is stone, which is now used to paint, to walk, run through the dense rainforest. And my old people of the Crocodiles all over the Indian region, and all the young people in the Atlantic forest, and all the nations from the chip
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe for more.
Oh, here. It's skinny.
No, pero sí.
How do you? Thank you very much. I'm sorry.
Oye, Martín, ¿dónde está ahí?
¿Dónde? ¿Dónde está Martín?
Oh, that's it. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, I think. Do you remember whose name it was? I actually didn't know that.
Muchísimo. Una barbaridad. Ese pájaro.
No, they leave that one
Claro, aquí se puede colar una pala.
Kindly subscribe for more exciting vlogs.
Where's the koala? May isa dito.
And always will be Aboriginal land. Now, I do understand that I just introduced myself and not my fellow friends around me. So if you have a look all around the back, it's a bit hard to see so behind these trees. That is Pira. He's one of our male koalas. In this yard, we have Scarlet and Nutsy right next to me. Scarlet's one at the very top and Nutsy's down the bottom. The way you can tell them apart is Scarlet's got really fluffy ears and Nutsy doesn't. Nutsy has a bit more of a pink nose than Scarlet. All the way at the back there to your left is Banks. He's again one of our male koalas. And then on your right is Fox. Now if anyone's had a look at Fox, they would have noticed that Fox is a little bit smaller. That's actually because he's Pira and Scarlet's little son, and he's what we consider a dummy. However, when he was first born, he was a lot smaller than the size he is now. Does anyone have any guesses on how big he is with your fingers? Any guesses at all? Not too sure. He was born about the size of a little jelly bean, so very small. When he was first born, we couldn't actually tell that he was even existing. It wasn't until he locked himself onto what they call a teat, where he started drinking milk and he got a bit bigger and started moving around. When we saw that pouch movement, we had a bit of a look in the pouch, made sure the bot's okay, made sure the pouch is clean, and made sure that mum's okay too. After we saw all that and it was all good, we let her be and we let Fox grow on his own. A couple months later he stuck his head out and he was fully on the back and he was learning little skills off mum. Now he did notice mum loved to eat this little leaf, and to be honest, this leaf is actually the reason why I'm assuming most of you guys haven't even met a koala before. However, it's actually really toxic for them to eat that leaf, so they have to do something else to be able to eat that. Now, what's your favourite food? Yeah. Watermelon? Well, could you imagine if you had to eat mum's food every time you wanted to eat watermelon? It's pretty gross, hey? That's exactly what our koala friends had to do. They had to eat their mum's poo. It's something called pap. It's pretty much like a really muddy, chocolatey form of eucalypt. glands that lines their stomachs so they're able to eat that toxic leaf. Now once they get a little bit bigger, that's when they're fully on their own, and that is why Fox is by himself too. Females can kind of get along together, just like Scarlet and Nutsy. However, the males are a lot more territorial. You'll notice that they've got a huge sweat gland on their chest, and that's to mark their territory and also let the females know that there's been a male koala around. Now, when they're on their own and living up in those trees, they are very, very well adapted to being able to eat the eucalyptus.
Please do watch our other Sydney, Australia playlist.
Have any guesses on what it is? Let's go guess. Not quite. Their eyes are really small. Something else. Right in the bottom. Their nose, exactly right. So their nose is really big, and that allows for a great sense of smell. So they can smell each leaf individually and can tell how toxic it is, what the water content is, if it's fresh, if it's sweet, anything like that. Now, more times than not, they'll often reach for something like this little leaf here, and that's something called tip, or this little leaf up here. Now, that is always the softest and sweetest part of the leaf, and that is their favourite part. You'll notice quite often at the top of the branches, you can see up there, will be completely blunt because that's their favourite food. Now, a few other things that make them swell up high is their colour. You'll notice that underneath is quite light and splotchy, whereas on top it's actually really dark. Whereas if you are looking up in the sun, you kind of got the sun in your eyes, you can't see a whole heap, so they blend in perfectly. Whereas if you're kind of looking down, their colour will blend with yellow, which is a bit darker, and again blending in. Now, koalas' colour
Have you been to Sydney, Australia? What was your experience? Let us know in the comments section below.
Mia.
Whereas these guys, they do have a bit more of a grey colour because they would like to get more sun. In saying that though, they do have a double coated fur, so they have really, really thick fur. If you were to pat them, it kind of feels a bit like a little woolly sheep. Now, a few other things that keep them really well adapted to being up in those trees is they have an extra thumb than us. So they can hold on to those trees a whole lot better. I'm not too sure if they've got any of their thumbs on display here, but that is so how they can keep balance. Now the last thing is, if you have a feel of your kneecap, you'll notice that there's a little bit of a plate there, and that's exactly what these guys have on their bottoms. Now for them, they use it mainly as a cushion. They do have a cousin that does have that plate on their bottom as well. Does anyone know what it is? A bit more of a terrestrial animal. Not too sure. It's actually the little wombat. So wombats use their plate for a completely different purpose. Theirs is more used as defense. So when there's something like a dingo or a fox coming into their burrows, they'll push that plate up and it will actually crush their head. Whereas for our koalas, it's only used for sitting around because they will sit around for about 18 to 20 hours a day. Now, when they are up in those trees, unfortunately they do run into a few issues. The first one being that these leaves don't provide a lot of energy or protein, which is why they're sleeping for most of the time. Now, a lot of people say, hey, can you wake them up or anything like that? Unfortunately not. We like to let them sleep because it's really, really important. Now, another issue that they do run into is quite a few years ago we had a lot of fires, which not only wiped out their home, but also their habitat too, and their food source as well. Pushed them straight to the ground. Now, we just talked about how these guys are really well adapted to being up behind those trees. On the ground, not so much. There's none of that fresh sleep. It's all crunchy. There's nothing they can climb or anything like that. And then unfortunately, straight after those fires, we had a lot of floods. Now these guys, they don't really like the rain. They won't go out in the rain to wash themselves. They won't go in the puddles to have a Some can become really tired, and unfortunately, one will pass away. Now that is unfortunately all that I have left for you guys. But if you have any questions, feel free to pop up. And if you want to get nice and close, just feel free to go over to the kiosk. Where's Roy?
Thank you for watching.
My name is Julie Williams, and I'm one of the Crocodiles and wildlife.
Please like, share, and subscribe.